Every now and then a break is needed from all these greetings and meetings. I'm thankful that I can be in, but I need a break. Cause this life can be suffocating, traveling different locations, trying to get this money made.
And I believe in that I need it. These evil heathens are deceiving my seed.
Yo, what's going on? This is Current Climate. My name is Christian Dane. I like that. Let's start doing that.
Okay, I like that.
Sean, say something.
Hi.
Juicy, say something.
You know, I didn't look up another way to say hello in another language like I usually do.
I was actually looking forward to you doing something bilingual too.
Konnichiwa.
There
we go. Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. How the little song go?
Oh, boy.
Okay, all right.
Yo, this is our review of Spider-Man Homecoming, featuring or starring Tom Holland, who's the new Spider-Man, Michael Keaton, who played the Vulture,
and Birdman and Batman and every other bird that he could play in a movie.
He plays a lot of birds.
Yeah.
I just now realized that. I bet he eats a lot of chicken.
He probably does.
Probably does. Robert Downey Jr. reprising his role as Tony Stark.
One of the greatest actors in Hollywood.
Right now, yeah. Marissa Tomei as Aunt May. Jon Favreau.
She's hot.
Happy, back again. Zendaya as Michelle.
Which I really liked her character.
I liked Zendaya.
Laura Harrier. That's my first time seeing her or something. Her name was Liz.
Was that Liz?
She's going to be something. I
Liz
liked her.
was
She was
cute.
hot.
Liz was cute.
Tony Rivoli. I'm ruining names right now. I apologize. Played Flash. Had a good little cast. Man. Spider-Man was about
That's disrespectful that you called him little cast.
Good little cast. It
was the movie made like $150 million.
I mean, still though, they still a good little cast.
It's small. It was a small cast. It wasn't like a huge. We have a lot of characters to follow. It wasn't like Baby Driver.
Y'all got a good little podcast. Wait a minute.
Yeah, but we larger than life personalities.
Spider-Man Homecoming is about Peter Parker, young Peter Parker back in high school. Follows Michael Keaton's character, who was a part of the cleaning up crew for like the Avengers when they're cleaning up the city,
which is great.
Their jobs got taken away.
And did you see that Leviathan, that Chitauri Leviathan in the back when it opened up?
That was pretty cool.
I wonder, is that the same one that Hulk punched?
Yeah.
No, so is it supposed to be?
Yeah, that's the one when the Hulk punched Thor.
Okay. When they rolled it in and Thor like smashed his hammer down, and then afterwards.
Let me get back to my synopsis.
Before we break this down.
Sure. Okay, get back to the synopsis.
So yeah,
Juicy interrupted you.
It's okay. So Michael Keaton, that was his character. He's cleaning up that stuff, and they lose their job. So now he has to find a way to provide for his family. So what he does is start using the Chitauri technology to make weapons and all these other things that make money illegally.
Don't do spoilers.
I'm doing spoilers. I gotta do spoilers.
I don't think we need to do spoilers.
Well, it's okay.
I didn't like that the last time.
We're gonna do spoilers. Because we're covering the whole thing. Spider-Man comes in.
You don't have to.
This is a young Spider-Man right after Civil War. Tony Stark gives him a suit. He tracks down Michael Keaton. Figures out that Michael Keaton's selling the guns and illegal weapons, and it goes from there. It's a good movie, very good movie. Probably the second best Spider-Man movie I've seen. Second best.
It rivals.
You were third.
It rivals. I don't think so. It rivals Spider-Man 2 with me for the best Spider-Man.
Oh,
movies.
It doesn't rival Spider-Man 2, but it's like its next step from there.
I think it rivals Spider-Man 2. Both were great stories. Yes. The only reason why I would probably give Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire and Doc Ock, the only reason I would probably give that one the edge is because it had legendary action scenes.
And Peter had more going on.
Peter had a lot going on in this movie too,
and it set the tone. I don't know.
And to me, what a hero going through makes the movie better. Like when he goes through something. I stole it from you. But I ain't steal that from you. That's just general knowledge.
The reason I feel it was better is because when it came out, there was nothing else for this Spider-Man movie to reference. Now this new Spider-Man movie, I feel as though they steal from other scenes, which is nothing wrong. I'm not discrediting that at all. But I feel as though it takes from other superhero movies. Like the part when he was trying to pull the shit back together, we've seen something similar to that when he was stopping the train.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so I feel as though they pulled from other things.
I noticed that in the trailer.
Of course.
Too,
I mean, I think everybody did.
I was like, that's similar to what
very similar. But I feel as though
2.
when Spider-Man 2 came out, there was nothing. What did we have at the time? Blade?
Even the
X-Men.
original Spider-Man, though. I
mean,
I felt like that was a little better than Home. I got Homecoming on the third out of the Spider-Man movie.
I've got Homecoming better than the original Spider-Man, and I've got it second to Spider-Man 2.
Okay. Question. how does Tom Holland rank amongst Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire?
We need another movie to get that
agree.
Analysis on where Tom Holland ranked, because Tom Holland was great, but I'm telling you now, it's gonna be hard to outdo Andrew Garfield. Andrew Garfield was him and Emma Stone. Amazing. They were like they were so good in the Amazing Spider-Man and the Amazing Spider-Man 2. They weren't great movies, but they were so good. Their chemistry was so good that they stole the scenes away from actual Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. Andrew Garfield made you care about Peter Parker when he wasn't being Spider-Man. And that's when you know somebody's done a great job playing a superhero movie. Christian Bale is the first person to do that, to make you care about Bruce Wayne when he wasn't being Batman. Yeah. And I felt like Andrew Garfield done that same thing with the Spider-Man character. And Tom Holland is doing it too, but it's going to take like maybe one more movie for us to see.
I agree.
If he can, because Andrew Garfield was incredible. I felt as though his movies just kind of sucked.
The heartfelt moments with Andrew Garfield were so much more deeper.
Oh, they
were. I felt like the whole parts, like when he was trying to figure out what really happened to his dad. Yeah. You know, it just seemed like there was so much more. And then
to me, the other movies was deeper than Homecoming.
I agree.
It was a different feeling.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
This one was more kid friendly,
lighthearted,
very, very lighthearted. Now I don't mind it. Don't get me wrong. But it was kid friendly.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I'm torn on that because it had a few dark moments.
A few. But it's kid. It's a few dark moments in Toy Story too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But for the most part, it's a kid friendly.
It was made for a younger crowd.
That's how I feel
think the Andrew Garfield movie was deep. I mean, even the Aunt May's, like this Aunt May was more lighthearted. But then you go to the Andrew Garfield version, and
she was dramatic.
Sally Field as Aunt May was
great.
I swear, I think she cried in every scene.
She did.
It was just
Andrew Garfield in that. If you go back and watch the Amazing Spider-Man, and I'm not doing this to big up the Amazing Spider-Man franchise because I think the first Amazing Spider-Man was pretty good.
It was pretty good,
even though it was way too similar to the other Spider-Mans, and it kind of took away from it. And then the second one, Electro, was just god awful.
Yeah.
And
even the Goblin was
the Green Goblin was I didn't care for him either. I mean, he wasn't terrible. He wasn't as terrible as the Electro character, but that ruined that movie. But the scenes, the acting of Andrew Garfield, Emma Stone, and Sally Fields. In that first Amazing Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield cried in every other scene.
It was a lot of pain in the other.
It was a lot of pain.
That's perfect. It was a lot of pain.
Even in the first original two. That's Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2.
Yes.
Yeah. It was a lot of pain.
I agree.
He had to go through a lot of. This one I didn't feel pain. But then again, he was a little boy, and they played off of that.
And I felt as though
how much pain can a 14-year-old be in the entire movie? 15-year-old be in the entire movie.
I felt as though Sony said purposely, let's not rehash the things that they've already rehashed in other movies. Yeah. So let's not bring up Uncle Ben dying.
They didn't need to.
They never said. I don't think they said Uncle Ben's name once in the movie.
Didn't.
I just remember he said one time to,
all the things she's been through.
All the things she's been through.
Yeah.
They referenced it once, and that was. I think I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I was great with it.
I'm fine with that, but it didn't have that heaviness to me. And, I mean, it was, like I said, it was a good movie. It was a really good movie. To me, it's the second best one after Spider-Man 2, then Homecoming. Then probably the first Spider-Man.
I agree.
What's his name?
And then
Toby.
And then Amazing Spider-Man, and then Spider-Man 3, and then Amazing Spider-Man. But the thing I say about it is this: now Marvel has the property back.
They don't.
They're partnering. With Sonic.
They don't
with
make
Sony.
You know they don't make any money off the movies.
Yeah.
They make,
but they can make money off the merchandising
now, and they can use them in Infinity War.
And
stuff like that. Yeah. Also, rumors going around right now. You know that Sony's coming out with a movie called like Emoticons movie. Have y'all heard of that?
No.
It's like a cartoon movie, which is the emojis and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Word is going around now that they're saying that if this movie flops, Sony may go out of business, may stop making movies.
Oh.
If that happens, that means Marvel's gonna get back the rights to Fantastic Four.
No.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four, Fox, I believe.
No, I think Fantastic. You sure?
I don't know. It may be Fox. I think
Fox.
I think Spider-Man the only one that Sony.
That's why they can get that.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is Sony
because Fox got X-Men. They got Fantastic Four. They got Deadpool.
Yes, okay, and Deadpool. But yeah, if they lose this right, Spider-Man's gonna go directly to Marvel, which is huge.
Yeah.
But back to the movie.
I actually had a point before Christian.
Oh, go ahead.
Before Christian interrupted me.
Interruption.
And to be honest with you, I have lost the point. But I will say that it's gonna take an extra movie to see where he ranks. I hate that we never, like in these Spider-Man discussions now, we never give Tobey Maguire his just due. Tobey Maguire was
give him his just due.
Tobey Maguire was a great first Spider-Man. And okay, I know where I was gonna go when y'all were talking about how much deeper and darker the other ones were. But you got to think about it. They were standalone Spider-Man movies. Mm-hmm. So they were building Spider-Man. Spider-Man was Peter Parker was going into college. He had more responsibilities. Spider-Man is a great hero because he's probably the most human superhero that we've got because he's incredibly human.
Yep.
He's got human problems. He's got the same problems that a normal kid would have on top of the crime-fighting superhero alter ego, which is Spider-Man, and that's what makes him so great.
Is he the only superhero in the MCU that has a secret identity?
As far as like on the silver screen.
Well, I mean, on the movies.
On the movies, the MCU. He's probably so. Everybody knows who Tony is.
Thor.
Bruce Banner.
How crazy is that? Yeah. Think about that.
Yeah.
Only person.
What about Falcon?
Nobody cares about him.
Nobody cares.
Hey, Falcon is important.
Falcon's
dope
not
in
that
Civil
important.
War.
Falcon was dope.
Falcon hasn't been dope since 8 Mile.
Falcon was dope in the Winter Soldier. He was necessary in the Winter Soldier. I don't think they've needed him since.
Okay.
His character could die.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, not Anthony Mackie, but I mean, to me, his character could die. Hawkeye could die off. I thought it was ridiculous that Hawkeye even had to come back for Civil War, but whatever. We're on Spider-Man.
Yeah. Well, but what could have made this movie better?
I don't think it could have been better because the way I look at it, when you were talking, me and Juicy were talking earlier, and y'all were saying y'all weren't wowed by anything. I don't know if we're going into the era of being wowed by superhero movies anymore. I think we may be wowed by Infinity War because there's going to be some brand new stuff.
I disagree with you because you could still be wowed. Like,
I agree.
Wonder Woman was
important to tell a great story now.
That's fine, but incorporation
Wonder Woman
with action. I was wowed by Wonder Woman.
Well, Wonder Woman is completely fresh. We've seen nothing like Wonder Woman.
That's fine, but at the same time,
we've seen 5 Spider-Mans prior.
That's fine, but I'm saying, you say you can't be wild. You can be wild.
I don't know.
I think it's gonna be hard to wow us with a Spider-Man movie.
It's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be hard.
If you do Venom right, if you do Carnage right, they bringing in new villains. It's plenty of things that they can do.
What else can they do to wow you?
That's for them to figure out. That's for them to figure out.
It is. They make the
I
big
believe
money,
they can do it. Did you think you was gonna be wowed by a Wonder Woman movie, even though it's fresh? Did you think you was gonna be wowed by a Wonder Woman movie? No,
it was better than I thought it was going to be. I didn't expect it to be. I didn't expect. I agree.
So you can be wild, and I get what you're saying. It's hard for them to wow you, but it can happen. It's so many things that they can do with Spider-Man that they ain't did yet. But back to what
I agree with that. I just don't know if they can wow us with action scenes anymore. I think they can tell great stories. And that's what they did in this movie. That's why I liked it so much. I'm after Logan, really and truly, since The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises, when it comes to comic book movies, I've been more interested in great stories and great character development than I have been the action.
See, I like all of that in concert with good action.
I'm the opposite. I want more action. That's how I feel.
I like the story. I'm a story
Christian's
guy.
shallow.
Yeah,
he's shallow. Christian just wants a pretty girl.
When I go see a comic book like a superhero movie, I want to be.
They have power, especially if they got powers.
I want to be wild.
I'm wild. You know, I'm a story guy, but I need story and in concert with action.
The thing about it is this, people. Christian and Juicy are both shallow.
No,
they just want the pretty girl. I want the girl I can sit down.
How you gonna have a superhero movie with no action?
No, it's not. It's not to have no action, but I don't think that's the most important trait of a comic book movie.
It's very important.
I think it's the most important part.
Look at Logan. Nothing surprised me in Logan. I knew that they would die. I knew Professor Xavier was going to die. Yeah. I didn't know that Logan's clone was going to kill him. We've seen Logan fight himself about 3 times prior in X-Men movies. It didn't wow me, but the story was great. The character development was great, and I've got it probably like 3 or 4 on my all-time comic book movie list.
Back to Spider-Man.
Is that great?
What you think about the Vulture?
I loved
Adrian
the Vulture.
Toomes.
I love the Vulture. I loved his wings. I loved the tech. I loved his purpose. I loved his grit.
Yeah.
Everything about him was good to me, and I knew he was going to be a good character when Michael Keaton did it.
The director did such an amazing job because every time they brought the Vulture in from a scene, it seemed so much bigger than life.
Yeah.
And like it just seemed grandiose. Like it just seemed every time he brought him into a scene, he flew in with the wings and the wind from the wings. It just seemed like a big theatric whenever the Vulture came into a scene.
Yeah.
Even when Michael Keaton was in the scene without the Vulture gear, it just seemed heavy.
It did.
Right. I mean, there was a scene in the car when he's talking to Peter Parker. Spoiler alert.
That was dark.
Spoiler alert. Okay. He finds out that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
I don't like that you give away the movie like that.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm putting in the title of this podcast spoilers.
People don't love spoilers.
We'll talk about that later.
They love spoilers. So I love that scene because that scene, it got so heavy and it was such a big twist in the movie. It was just such a huge twist and it was so heavy in the movie that it kind of set the tone for the third act.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't praise Michael Keaton enough. I mean, this movie, if they didn't get a good actor, this movie would have failed.
I don't think so. I think the movie was going to be interesting either way because it's a talented cast. The storytelling was good. Marvel doesn't need a great villain to make a great movie.
But it completes the movie though.
Yeah, but it's been proven that they don't need great villains to make great movies. Yeah, the only great villain they've got is Loki.
But I think it takes the movie to another level. You can't.
I'm not going to be interested in Vulture after this movie. He was good for this movie.
I mean, he was good for the movie, but
Loki is the only one that can hop from movie to movie and be interesting.
You need to have these villains. You need to have good villains to keep the story compelling. You need somebody who could act.
But Marvel's proven that they don't need it.
And that's why some of these movies are horrible. Iron Man 2. Horrible. Whiplash. Who else was the other villain in Iron Man 2?
Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3 was terrible. That's the only terrible Marvel movie I've seen.
I never talk about Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3 doesn't exist in my head. I don't even talk about that movie anymore. Iron Man 3.
I'd like to forget Iron Man 3.
There's no such thing as Iron Man 3 to me.
You ain't a big fan of the Thor movies?
The Thor movies don't have any...
I don't mind the Thor movies. I don't think they're at the top. I mean,
because what? Because of the villains.
Now I agree with y'all with that. Loki is the only one that's a great...
But I agree with you too. They can make a good solid movie.
They can make good Ant-Man. Look at Ant-Man.
But think if they go back to his point. What if they had these villains that was on point? Then you would be dropping classic after classic.
It might throw the movie off. Yeah. Then it may throw off the hero. Marvel makes their living from getting A-list actors, talented actors to play the heroes and make the story about the hero. That's what they do. DC. They can center it around villains because Batman has an incredible rogues gallery. Yeah. So the Joker can sell anything just because he's in it. Yeah, Suicide Squad was as big as it was because of the Joker.
How long they gonna be able to get away with it?
Now that's a good question.
And so
we'll see with Thanos.
Now we need to gear to making these villains a little bit better.
They need to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I like the Vulture. I like everything about
I love the Vulture too. I just don't think they needed him to make it a great movie.
And I actually kind of, and that's I guess that's a small gripe with the movie. He really wasn't doing nothing horrible. Like he wasn't trying to take over the city and nothing like that.
Was just like a big drug lord.
He was.
That's kind of what he was just a normal guy. I mean, they took his means of making money.
Yeah.
So he just took the Chitauri, technology and tried to sell it to make a living for his family.
But you can't break the law just because.
Yeah, but I mean, for a Spider-Man movie, it didn't feel like he was doing something that illegal. Like it was more so of a cop kind of feel.
I mean, to me, the movie just didn't have.
Well, I mean, you can't sell illegal alien weapons on the street.
I get what you're saying, but I'm saying compared to the other villains, what he's doing, he's just selling illegal. He basically just the upgrade from the Shocker, just the Shocker boss. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but y'all not looking at it like coming from the standpoint of this is a 14-year-old kid. He ain't
15
15-year-old kid. This is a good startup place
for him.
He's a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, so fine, he solves neighborhood problems.
That's fine, but compared to the other movies, what we do, we compare them to the other movies. what he's going through.
Yeah.
In comparison to the other Spider-Mans, I'm just giving you that perspective.
Yeah.
So in that sense, it's small time. To me, the movie is small. It's small time crime.
I think that the movie done that on purpose.
And that's fine. That's fine.
I think so too.
Because the movie was based around Tony Stark saying, "Can't you just be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man first?"
And at the end of the movie, that's what he decided to do.
Yeah.
Spider-Man decided he was
and that's
because
fine.
that's what he is. He's a neighborhood Spider-Man.
And that's fine.
He's a crime fighter in his neighborhood.
Basically, that's what Spider-Man do. All his villains like that.
Yeah.
But usually they trying to like blow up New York City or take over New York City.
I was great with
that's
that
fine.
not happening.
It's fine. I'm just
some
saying,
of that stuff is oversaturating comic book movies. I'm tired of the super villain about to destroy the city.
No,
it was good to have a different take on it.
It's fine. I'm just saying.
It just didn't feel.
It didn't feel like everything was at.
I didn't feel like it was at stake. I didn't feel like it was a huge.
Yeah,
I feel like
life would have went on normally.
I felt as though honestly the FBI could probably won.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm like, you really didn't need Spider-Man.
They was finna bust him on the boat. You
get
what I'm saying? Life could have went on. Spider-Man didn't mess with the man.
That's understandable.
Numbers. How did it do this weekend? Juicy.
I think it did 265 worldwide, 140 domestically. I mean, that's really, really good.
Great.
We didn't talk about the love interest, by the way. Liz.
Both of them
Liz
were black.
I'm gonna make this quick.
Spider-Man got jungle fever. He's got jungle fever. He's got jungle fever. He's in love.
He did have
jungle fever. You talking about jungle fever?
Michelle, she was awesome. They were both awesome. It's gonna set up the next movie pretty good.
Zendaya's great.
Zendaya,
and she's not gonna be a damsel in distress.
No, they made
that's what I like.
Ned was annoying.
The
guy who was trying to. He was annoying. He was hating on Peter for no reason.
The African kid was funny. I thought his little.
He was kind of funny
at times. I was like, all right, now you little. Too black.
Aunt May was sexy.
Aunt May was sexy.
She was hot.
I like the dynamic.
Even though she was hotter in Civil War.
Yeah. All right. Out of 6 stars. What are you giving it? Shad, you first.
Shake?
I hate rape. Y'all don't know who Shake is, but that was funny. It was an inside joke. Shout out to Shake. It's so hard to do this right after a movie.
6 stars. What are you giving it?
Out of 6 stars, which is the
current climate
scale came up with by Juicy.
I'm going 4 stars.
6 stars it is.
6 stars it is.
No, I'm not going 6 stars. No. Out of 6 stars, I'm gonna go 4.5.
I'm going 4.
After all that
Juicy
4.5.
Juicy, who
you? I'm gonna give it 4.5.
4.5.
After all that talk about it being the second one, especially if it's going neck and neck with Spider-Man 2, which is generally
this is current climate.
Hold on, wait a minute. Don't cut this off. We got time.
Hold on.
We got time.
After if
we can go 25, 26,
hold on,
27 minutes.
If Spider-Man 2, some people give it a 10. Classic.
Spider-Man 2 is a 10.
How you gonna say it's neck and neck and then turn around and give it a 4.5 on the current climate?
A 4.5 is like a A-.
That's like an 85 in the 80 range. 85.
That's about what I would give it. How
the fuck is neck and neck with Spider?
That's what I'm gonna give it.
Right,
this is current climate. My name is Christian Dane. Shad, say something.
Goodbye.
Juice, say something.
Adios.
All right. Y'all have a good night. Check out Spider-Man Homecoming. Like this page, comment, make sure you follow us on Facebook.
Y'all need to support it, share it, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend about the
stop doing that.
That's awkward.
Hey, cut it off. That's when you need to cut it off, when you start doing that.
All right, y'all. Good night.
If Jake can make it from more seat, then I'm gonna hide a couple bricks under my car seat. Tell my mama I was never sorry. Tell her that they got me going 60 and a 40. Catch me, nigga. Screaming, catch me, nigga, I'm too fast. Don't test me, nigga. Came from the bottom, single mother, never used food stamps. Man, product of my environment. I'm tired, man. Put the metal to my little nigga's chest. No Tony Stark, but I keep that Iron Man. Breathe, nigga, breathe. The last thing he hears is the sound of a gun ring. What America don't give a fuck, it's the death of another young king.